the augmentatives are in the lia now class. Okay, where the singular is having any vowel, any syllable in the beginning, but the plural is having ma. The plural must have a ma. If you want to know more about this noun class, make sure you go watch the video that will be recommended at the end of this video. Now, let's see how augmentatives are formed, just as we have seen how diminutives are formed using ki or ki-g as prefixes. Or you can use G, or you can use G as an infix in between ki and the other word. If the word is starting with ki, for example, kikombe becoming kijikombe. Okay? Now let's look at the augmentatives. How do you form an augmentative from a normal noun in Swahili? We are going to start with mtu. As we saw in the beginning, mtu becomes jitu. Which principle has gotten mtu to become jitu? Let me break the things down and show you how it's done. So when a word is beginning with two syllables or any word, most of the time you just remove the m in front of it, or the syllable that is in front of it. It can be m, it can be ki. When it's ki, you remove the whole of it, because you cannot remove k alone and remain with I. The word is going to be awkward, and there's no word that is like that in Swahili. You need to remove the whole of it. Unahitaji kung'oa kila kitu. Okay? Now let's look at mtu. Since mtu is has two syllables, you have m and we have tu, and we need to remove the m. With such words, we remove the m and then we add g. So mtu becomes jitu. Another example is mto, which is a river or a pillow. Mto can be a river or a pillow depending with the context. So we will do the same thing with that as well. We remove m and we remain with to, and then we add g as a prefix. It becomes jito. Okay? Jito. That's how you do with such nouns that are having only two syllables and you need to remove one. What if we have nouns that are having three syllables or so? For example, kikapu. Okay? For kikapu, you are removing ki and remaining with kapu. Ki and remaining with kapu. Okay? And remember, the plural of these nouns, you're just going to add ma in front of it. So jitu will become majitu, jito will become majito, kapu will become makapu. Okay? Let me show you another way of forming the augmentative that is not with words that have two syllables. Okay? These are the words. For example, kikapu. Instead of saying kapu by removing the ki, in just using it, though that's the easiest way, just remove and remain with the word. You can also remove and put g in front of it to make it jikapu, majikapu. Okay? Or sometimes you can find in a story that a singular has been used as kapu and plural they have used majikapu. Sometimes they mix those things. So don't get confused when you get such a thing. Don't get confused when you get such a thing. And for example, ndege. Ndege is a bird. When you want to put it in the bigger picture, it becomes dege. Okay? And the plural becomes madege. So ndege, you remove the n and it becomes dege. Dege. You don't remove the... I know it has two syllables as well, the de and ge. But this one is an exception. You remove the n and you remain with dege. And then it becomes, the plural becomes madege, which means big birds. Let's go in singular. Because there's someone who once asked me a question, there's this song that is called Kidege. Can you guess Kidege, what Kidege is? Coming from Ndege. Yes, it is a diminutive. Okay? Kidege is a diminutive of Ndege, which means a little bird. Kidege. So there's this song that is called Kidege, which goes, Kidege, nakuwaza kidege. Okay? A little bird, I think about you, little bird. So while this person was singing, the little bird was used as a form of a woman. Okay? A woman was the one that was identified as kidege. Kidege, okay? But kidege is a little bird. There's someone who told me to talk about the false friends of the passive verbs in Swahili, and I'm just going to talk about them right now. For example, we know that passive verbs in Swahili end with eka or ika, or sometimes you can get lika. Okay? For example, you have pikika, endeka, tafutika. Okay? Those are stative verbs in Swahili, not passive. Stative verbs. And also, if you want to know about it, more about it, just search stative verbs in Swahili, Swahili Kingdom. Make sure to add Swahili Kingdom for you to be given the exact video that I made. Because I know there are many videos on stative verbs in Swahili here. I'm not saying that they are bad, but if you want to watch the video that I made on stative verbs, just search that and I believe it's going to come. Some of the false friends that we have in the stative verbs, we have peleka. Peleka is a normal way of saying to take, but since it is ending with eka, someone might think it's a stative verb. Okay, peleka is not a stative verb. It is taking something. I can say ninapeleka sahani jikoni. I'm taking a plate to the kitchen. Another one, andika. Andika is basically to write. Okay, you know that. Ninaandika. I am writing. Andika. It is not a stative verb. It's a normal verb that means write. Another one is kuteka. Kuteka is to seize something. For example, I can say watoto walitekwa nyara. Kids were kidnapped or they were seized. Okay, it is ending with eka, but it is a normal verb. It is not a stative verb. Another one is kucheka. You can see it is ending with eka, but it is a normal verb, which means to laugh. Babu anacheka. Grandpa is laughing. We also have kuweka, which means to put, ending with eka, okay, which means to put. Though it's not a stative verb, it is a normal verb. That one is a false friend. And the last one that I want to mention is kubadilika. Kubadilika is to change. It's not a stative verb. It is not a stative verb. Though when you want to use it as a stative verb, it will mean something that is changeable. For example, kitu ambacho kinaweza kubadilika. Okay? Something that is changeable. But kubadilika is basically to change. Not really to change, but to change in a way. To change in Swahili is kubadilisha. That is to change. But kubadilika is, for example, when something has changed, it's not stative. Though it can be used as a stative verb in some way. So it can be used two ways. As a natural or normal verb and as a stative in a way. And those are some of the false friends that we have in Swahili. If you have more false friends, just comment down there and let me see, or someone else can see and correct. Or yeah, if you have anything of the false friends in the stative verbs, comment down below and we are going to help each other. I decided to give these few that I have, and they are very common, by the way, so you need to know them. Thank you so much. Kindly subscribe down below, share, like, comment the next video you'd like to see, any question for me to make a video on. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the video on Noun Class if you don't know Noun Class in Swahili. Kwaheri.